What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Stay strong, man. Son of a...
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Dude,
sorry.
what are you doing, man?
I'm so sorry.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is the most difficult because I've got to basically write the scene in the editing room, and each take is completely different.
Would you go to an event like this?
Oh yeah, you got the rally.
Yeah, I got the rally today.
Did you just get a sheet?
When I was editing Grey's Anatomy, I worked on that on season 14, and one of the editors came up to me and said, "How do you edit comedy?"
You should get married.
So I said, "Oh, well, yeah, there are some rules." And that was kind of the origins of my book. I jotted down 8 or 10 rules for him and then kept going and, cut to 2 years later and I had a book done.
Roger Nygard is one of the top comedy editors in Hollywood. Besides the HBO hit series Curb Your Enthusiasm, he edited on Veep,
Hello, Iowa!
Who is America, and The League.
Is that a hot dog? Don't worry about it.
But he's also a filmmaker, directing TV and documentary. One of his key messages to editors is
Become a filmmaker who edits, not just an editor who cuts films.
In this video,
We're gonna be okay. What the?
we're looking at what it takes to master one of the hardest genres to cut.
Go!
Comedy. This video is sponsored by Epidemic Sound.
What is your proposal, Lee?
That you keep the 1%, but you move the 99% into the 1%.
Do you think you can teach someone how to be a comedy editor?
Yeah, of course. It's sort of like asking, can anyone run as fast as Usain Bolt?
Yeah, no contest, lightning strikes. Oh my.
Well, maybe not, but you can definitely run faster if you practice and you train. That's why Usain Bolt has a trainer, because he can get faster than whatever his natural baseline is by having the right guidance and enough practice. You've got to pick something that you're good at and refine it until you're the best, and then people will pay you a lot of money to do it.
Bread?
Yes, please.
$3!
All right, so let's get into it. I read your book. I wrote some notes. The first one that I've heard before, but I think it's an important concept to talk about, which is the yes and.
Yes, that is. The toilet is in the kitchen. Yes.
And
Yes.
who are they?
In improv comedy, particularly, they have a rule called yes and.
Yes, they are orphans.
The rule comes from the idea that if you're in a scene with somebody and they throw an idea to you, you want to catch it,
Did you say orphans?
Yes, the apartment comes with orphans.
Oh.
Yes.
add to it, and throw it back.
Does the landlord mind if I paint?
Well, you can't paint the orphans. No, but you can paint the walls.
You don't want to stop the progression by saying something negative. For example, if someone says,
Hey man, I got you this new pen.
and if you say,
That's actually not a pen. That's a fish. And you dumb.
you've stopped all movement, and then the scene is over. And this applies to editing comedy as well. You never want to say, no, that won't work. Because you don't know what will or won't work until you've tried everything.
Thinking positive.
So you want to say in the editing room, yes, and could we try doing this? Yes, let's try that. And I'll add this modification.
That banana thing?
I have these people that come here, they get 10 samples,
Can you talk a little bit about how to best set up jokes, why it is so important to not cut that process short?
When something isn't working, it's not funny enough, the first instinct is usually to blame the punchline.
What should I write?
We've got to punch this up. We need better punchlines. We need better jokes.
We have business to attend to.
What kind of business?
Monkey business.
What's most important is the foundation for the punchline, which is the setup.
What is this? Oh,
Look at this.
swirly
People
thing.
are waiting. That's not right.
No, it's not.
One of my favorite premises to a Curb Your Enthusiasm scene is when Larry David asks, how many free tastes of ice cream is too many before you're breaking society's rules and you're asking for too many free tastes?
And some chocolate.
I mean, this is
Just
really
the plain
ridiculous. This is so
chocolate,
rude.
Just the plain chocolate.
You're like a sample abuser. That's what
is
you
the
are.
matter with you?
You're abusing your sampling privileges.
Once you've set that up, now you can go and do the comedy and Larry can get into it with the other actor in the scene.
I'm just gonna have the plain vanilla, please.
Oh, a decision's been made. Oh, we got vanilla.
Apology accepted.
So as an editor, what I do is when something isn't working or isn't as funny as it should be, one of the things I'll do is analyze the setup or the setups to the joke.
Ooh, this fabric samples.
You don't want an audience trying to put the pieces together and figure out what is going on here, understanding the setup when they should be laughing, because it's different sides of the brain.
But now I want this.
Yeah, she doesn't know what to do.
No, I don't.
You need to pick one, see?
Is that something that applies especially for comedy, or do you think that's with drama the same thing, that the brain sort of has to work in dual mode?
선배는 김치 먹고는 네 사촌.
This is particular to comedy because laughter is a specific activity in the brain and it's different from feeling sad or feeling an emotional moment, and they're triggered in different ways.
다송이한테 무슨 일이 있었나요, 1학년 때?
The really masterful filmmakers use both, of course. You know, the great dramas are laced with funny moments. And the best comedies have very dramatic storylines that the jokes and the funny moments hang on, like the line that all the jokes are hung on, and so they go together.
Barry, bravo! I just saw you go to a place tonight I have never seen before. I don't know if you can do it again, but it was amazing.
You said plot is more important than the jokes. I thought it's all about the jokes in comedy.
I'm going to leave you to your process. You know, I have a few notes. They can wait till Monday.
When I was working on Curb Your Enthusiasm, one of the people I met was Alec Berg, who was a showrunner who went on to create Barry, and he sees comedy as kind of a mathematical progression. He will sacrifice a lot of B-plus jokes in order to make those A-plus jokes, to give them the space to land. A movie with 5 giant A jokes, that's the memorable movie or TV episode that you tell your friends about.
Listen.
How much is
Just
this?
listen for a minute. The sustain, listen to it.
I'm not hearing anything.
You would, though, if it were playing, because it really...
100 B-plus jokes, it's enjoyable, but it's not so memorable, and you're not as likely to tell everybody about it.
The numbers all go to 11. Look.
And those A-plus jokes come out of plot.
One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
The most memorable jokes come out of things that happen between people, not quippy sayings or funny put-downs.
Oh, we're gonna need more wax!
I'm staying.
Yes, it's funny. When somebody comes up with a great, funny insult, it's funny, but it's not the type of laugh that you remember and you tell people about.
You sent me an outline of a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. Really interesting that even in the book you say, like, there's nothing improvised about the outline.
Right, story. You cannot improvise story.
I see.
Larry David and Jeff Schaefer, who is his writing partner currently, they will spend about 6 months writing the stories for 10 episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
To impregnate the innocent dairy cow.
Why do they do this?
Even Woody Harrelson makes speeches like this.
And it's fully thought out because you can see how the storylines interconnect and they weave through each other and everything finally comes together at the end.
Okay, all this stuff aside, he'd be so great for Uncle Mo for the show, don't you think?
Oh my God, yeah.
You couldn't get that if you're improvising story as you're shooting. They improvise dialogue, but the story is fully fleshed out.
Oh, hi, La.
Oh, hey.
Look at this tapestry I'm making for the temple. Is that something?
I've never been more proud of her.
It's the tree of life.
It's just incredible. New Selena.
Now.
Oh, it's perfect.
I don't really get it, actually.
Man, we're so far ahead in the polls.
I really noticed in Veep how quick the comedy moves.
When I'm editing a scene, I start with the last take first.
And you let me look at 4 or 5 different versions of the same scene, from assembly, rough cut to the final finish. And in those early versions, I can feel that it moves much slower.
New Selena. Oh my God. It's perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. Campaign Manager.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Yeah.
We'll be landing in Iowa in about 15 minutes for your surprise announcement.
I don't really get it, actually.
Okay, I need something to eat. I need my speech. I need to talk to Amy, and I hate this plane.
You know, we are so far ahead in the polls, and you're not even running yet.
And then when I saw the final version, I'm like, oh my God, this is like twice as funny.
New Selena.
Now.
Oh, it's perfect.
I don't really get it, actually.
Man, we're so far ahead in the polls, and you're not even running yet.
Well, the rule of comedy is that faster comedy is funnier comedy.
Right.
Which means getting rid of all of the pauses, awkward phrases, misstatements that get in the way of speeding it up.
That time with Lisa.
That was a misunderstanding.
That time with Holly.
That wasn't what it looked like.
That time you dumped Kim.
Okay, me and Kim are all good now, all right?
And it's very much in the Billy Wilder style of comedy. He made a film once called 1, 2, 3, where he said his goal was to play the comedy in 7th gear as fast as possible.
Civil War. If the subject comes up, just say it was a draw.
Another Coca-Cola.
Tell him we must look beyond the 6-pack. Why not a 9-pack or a 12-pack?
Then let's go.
Veep is a relation to that style of comedy where the actors don't breathe. There's no breathing. It's all about, what's the JPM, the jokes per minute? We try to get it as high as possible.
All of your privileges are going to be removed.
Okay, but not the parking.
Wait, what? You have parking?
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
But it's not speeding things up just to speed things up. It's an intentional pacing.
Is this really happening? I mean, do we actually have a chance in Nevada?
Nevada.
Where things need to speed up in a scene and over the course of an episode, and the stakes need to rise. You need to continually be increasing your momentum until you reach the climax.
You have a doctorate?
2.
But you were getting my coffee.
Which is much harder, because, you have so many different moods. Half calf, full calf, macchiato.
Macchia.
Do you get numb to the comedy as you're recutting the scene? Like you think it's funny, but you can't feel it anymore?
I stopped laughing out loud. I laughed the first time. But then I go, that's funny. That's not funny. Oh, that's definitely funny. It's more like an analysis that I know what the equation is for funny. The laughter goes away, but then it comes back when I screen it in front of somebody, because now I get to see it through their eyes and re-experience it. That's like why I can't go to Disneyland unless I bring my niece, because it's so painful. But now I'm experiencing it through her eyes, and it's exciting again. It's the same with footage.
Pivot! 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 Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
That last, strongest laugh will become the button.
The button is the biggest laugh.
The biggest laugh, the biggest moment. The bomb goes off. In a comedy, though, it's generally the biggest moment of a scene.
Oh, you know what? What did you mean when you said pivot?
In Curb Your Enthusiasm, there are scenes that went on twice as long.
I can't find the robe. It's lost.
But the funniest thing was in the middle of the scene, so we ended the scene much earlier than was originally anticipated.
I'm in a lot of trouble now because of you. A lot of trouble.
I thought you said he was a very decent Klansman.
He is a decent Klansman, but he's still a Klansman.
And who finds the button? Is it written in the script, or is it the editor finding the button?
He's not going to be happy.
That's a real shame.
Well, a great script has it all laid out. And the funniest moment is at the end. But something else is funnier earlier in the scene.
He's not going to be happy.
That's a real shame.
And so the editor then is finding and figuring out, okay, how do I get into the scene as late as possible?
What do you mean he lost it?
And how do I get out as early as possible?
My friend's wife is a seamstress.
Yeah?
She kind of owes me a favor.
Yeah, I noticed on SNL, often the button is missing. The comedy just fizzles at the end.
But I'm making the old West the new West.
Yeah, they're stuck, right? There's no one there to edit. It's live, so they're grasping for a way to get out.
Oh, honey, we got 800 pages in book 1. Strap in.
Have a great night, everyone. Get home safe, okay?
All right.
Drum roll and ta-da! Huh? What do you think?
The enemy of comedy is the unnecessary pause.
Well, I still got some plastic, right? And you got your tools. And besides, man.
There should never be a pause in a comedy unless you decide it's going to be funny to pause.
Dude, I can't wait till the middle of summer with all the chicks in the bikinis. We're going to be pimping up in here, kid.
Lynn looked great in a bikini.
If you're not seeing the person talking,
We have some new people coming in, and
you're seeing something else other than the speaker, you have total control over the dialogue.
you pack up your stuff and move it down there, that would be terrific.
So there's no reason to have a or a pause underneath somebody else's reaction shot.
I believe you have my stapler.
It's easy to remove. Sometimes you're stuck with those things because it's in a performance that you cannot cut away from, and so you have to buy a few of them, which is why I get rid of most of them.
Is that a hair gel?
And by doing so, the scene gets funnier.
Yeah.
Great. I could use
No, you don't have to. You don't.
I just ran out.
Before we dive into Roger's next lesson, let's appreciate Epidemic sound. I don't know if you noticed, but Epidemic has become my go-to source for music since I started working with them 2 years ago. I use them even when they don't sponsor, because I like the music, which may have to do with them investing nearly $500 million into their music and sound effects library. The quality in the artistry is top-notch. And I like the process of finding the music. Their curation is fantastic, which means I pick better music faster. When I start a new project, I usually spend only about 20 minutes to pick a dozen tracks that speak to me. As I'm cutting and add music, I go into my playlist where I usually have 2 or 3 different styles pre-selected. For example, when I show process, I tend to use heist music to just create more urgency. This drives audience engagement. Now, Epidemic has some great plans where you can get access to over 35,000 tracks plus 90,000 sound effects for as little as $12 a month. The licenses allow you to use the music anywhere, even for projects with outside clients. Click the link for a 30-day free trial. Anything you publish with their tracks while you're using the trial or any of their subscription plans, you own the music license forever, even if you stop your subscription later. So try it. With that, back to Roger. You said, look for comedy in wide shots.
If you want the scene to be funnier, cut wider.
Is that better?
Because you want to see the body language. There's a lot of comedy in the awkward way that two people are interacting with each other. And when it's a serious moment, go in tight. Go into the close-up because you want to see the emotion. You want to feel the emotion in the face. That's where most of it is.
How is it different to cut Grey's Anatomy versus Curb? Is one more difficult than the other to cut?
I can't find a vein.
Try the other arm. I couldn't either.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is the most difficult because I've got to basically write the scene in the editing room based on these 7 or 8 takes they've given me, and each take is completely different. Grey's Anatomy is a circled takes show where they want you to cut the script together. The way they shot it, they want every line the way they wrote it.
It's Taylor. He rolled his car. He's in bad shape.
That's a much faster process because I don't have to engage my writer's brain nearly as much. But on Grey's Anatomy, it maybe took me a week and a half to cut an hour episode, whereas in Curb Your Enthusiasm, it's 3 to 4 weeks to cut an episode.
Hey, come on. It's way too loud.
Another thing you point out in your book is feature every frame of the punchline.
The pen is blue. The pen is blue!
The goddamn pen is blue!
That's right. A punchline is much funnier when it's delivered on camera in the most featured shot possible that you have available to you.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
Not from the side, not in a wide shot, not on the back of the head. A punchline is meant to be seen to the very last frame.
I believe they've been abducting black people, brainwashing them, making them work for them as sex slaves and shit. Ooh, sorry about the shit.
How do you know the punchline is over?
Because you make it, you laugh. That's the sign. If they make me laugh, that was a good punchline. When I'm watching the footage, if I laugh, I'll underline it, make a note, try to make sure that gets in the episode.
Glad I have girls.
Well, girls will cross you later.
Girls are the worst.
And oftentimes the cut actually triggers the laugh.
Yeah, when you cut to a reaction, that makes it funnier. And the reaction oftentimes is funnier than what was said. Somebody reacting to what happened or what was said is the true punchline in many cases.
I feel like I am 100% New Mexican.
New Mexican, but not Mexican.
All right, I'm moving on to the next thing. Keep it real and find the honesty in comedy. Why is it important to have some form of authenticity in there?
You're a Lebowski, I'm a Lebowski.
Everybody's watching a movie or a TV show to experience an emotion that they are probably having a deficit of in their own life. We come home after work, we sit down on the couch, and we just need a release, right, to sort of recharge so I can go back and do it again tomorrow with The Office or whatever.
Yes!
And television provides us a way to have a catharsis, to enjoy dangerous moments without really being in danger, or a love story when we don't feel like we're getting enough emotional connection in our own lives. Or some laughter. We don't laugh enough in our lives every day. And our job is to provide that for people.
Cut!
Cover me!
And oftentimes a punchline is just a statement of truth.
We don't know each other that well. You've said 30 insane things to me in the last few minutes. I'm not an everyman.
Telling the truth is funny because we work so hard to suppress the truth because the truth is a bitch. And then a good comedian comments about society and tells it the way it is, it becomes funny.
How do you know prayers don't work? Because I'm bald.
And so we look for the honesty in writing and we look for it in performances. How do I know that it's a good performance? When I'm looking at a performance, I look at the eyes for the honesty. That's what I can tell when an actor is connected and not just trying to think about what their next line is.
You ain't gotta know what my taxes are? You wanna know what I pay for my house? I just think it's the right thing.
If you're an editor and you want to be one of the best or you want to get the jobs, you've got to be as good or better than whoever you're competing with. And the ones I realized who are the best, once I started talking to other editors, I realized that we all started making films when we were young because we loved filmmaking.
That's it, my friend. Almost done with the figures we have worked up for you.
We didn't start out as an apprentice editor and then work our way up the ladder, which is okay. That's another way to do it also.
Do you want to eventually end up being an editor?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I want.
But what I would recommend, and I told this to my assistant, Jenna Friedman, who was my assistant on Veep, I said, you need to study all the classics, watch all the old movies, and absorb the language of filmmaking. You're not just here to push buttons. I would quote classic movies like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Bringing Up Baby, or It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, and I would get blank stares. So I gave him a list. You need to watch these movies. And then I said, you need to make your own movie. So he wrote a movie, he wrote a short film, and filmed it and edited it himself, and it was full of mistakes, but it was still good. And it moved him to a new level because he's got a new appreciation for what it means to be a storyteller. And he's improving because he's becoming a filmmaker who edits, and he's not just an editor who cuts films.
Reading the book, I think it's an awesome book. There's so many things that I took away from it, not just in terms of comedy editing, but in terms of how you get into the business, how you interact with the other players in the editing bay, making sure that you get your next job. If you want to find out why it's called Cut to the Monkey, I'll leave a link in the description.
A good subtitle might have been, I was told recently, would be just shut the fuck up, because it was one of the pieces of advice I give that editors talk too much, and you really need to be the one who listens.
Right.
It's not a cocktail party. You're there to deliver results. But you're there as not just the one to cut the film, but as kind of a cheerleader and moral support for the filmmaker, the director, producers who come into the room who might feel like, did this work? And you've got to be, yeah, this is going to be great. It's going to be amazing. You've got to have positive energy. They're coming to you for more than just editing. So I tried to write a book anyway that was more like a cookbook for editors. Here's how you do it. Not as much a lofty meditation on what is montage.
Yeah, and you even promise a refund if you're not satisfied after reading the book to find out.
Yeah, well, technically I said, hit me up for a refund. I didn't say I would pay it.
Want to learn more about film editing? Well, I'm giving away one free seat to the Go To Editor film editing course, where you get access to real film dailies from a feature to cut several scenes.
And one of the reasons that I do it this way is because
it will also include a new lesson by Roger, where he takes you through the 5 different stages of cutting a scene on Veep. I'm also giving away 2 free seats to my upcoming webinar called The Film Editing Formula. This is a 3-hour live interactive seminar to break down the essential components to become an editor or work with one successfully. Finally, we're giving away 3 free books of Cut to the Monkey autographed by Roger. But there's more. Everyone that enters through the link in the video description gets a $50 discount to the interactive webinar and any future live classes. If you missed the deadline, still click the link, enter the waitlist, and you automatically qualify for the next round of giveaways, webinars, and discounts. Thanks for watching and happy editing. Cheers.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Me llamo T-Bone, la araña discoteca. Discoteca, muñeca, la biblioteca. Es un bigote grande, pero manteca. Manteca, bigote, gigante, pequeño. Cabeza es nieve, cerveza es bueno. Buenos días, me gustas papas frías. Bigote de la cabra, es Cameron Díaz. Yeah, boy, boy. Yeah. What?